Good Monday morning, and welcome to Ice Age TV, the internal combustion engine age YouTube channel that talks about cars and trucks and SUVs, motorcycles, dogs, kids, ponds, property, all that good stuff. Hey, good morning, everybody there that tunes in to my morning conversation. Thanks for tuning in this morning, and wow, another week past us, and we're on to another new week. And just in 1 week's time, what has changed, right? I mean, if you just kind of stay tuned to my channel and you see all the vehicles, I'm constantly changing the fleet of my passion of vehicles. What's really crazy here is right now, how many trucks do I have now? So let's look over here. We got the Ford F-250 Tremor. Kid loves that. Guess who's driving that to school today? Yeah, there's one. There's the Mojave 2, the F453, the Ram 2500 4, Power Boost 5, Race Truck 6, Lightning 7, Ram 3500 8. Come on, Pops. No. And I've got a Ford Ranger truck that I got my dad in Florida. So that's 9. Wow. 9. Man, I sure hope I can take care of all these trucks. Sure hope I can pay all these car payments. Yeah. A glimmer of hope. Yeah, I need all the hope I can get. And then if you think of the car side of it, I've got right now, car side, the GT Mustangs at Koons Baltimore Ford getting oil change. That's 1. I've got a Challenger, 2 Challengers in there, and a Charger. That's 3. 4. So I got 4 cars. Then if you go to the SUV side, I've got the Grand Wagoneer, the Jeep Cherokee, and then the Ford Bronco, and then if you want to call the Mustang, whatever, crossover. I don't know what you want to call that thing. It's in its own class, I guess, right? All right, puppies, come on back here. Come on, Will. It's all about getting the dogs in. So today's conversation, I think, should be about hope. I was just thinking the other day about hope. Boy, oh boy. Hope is such a strong word, I think, because don't we all kind of really live this life hoping for the better? I mean, don't we look to others with hope? I mean, who here hasn't worked or associated with somebody that just always radiates hope for better? And boy, oh boy, does it seem like that is kind of, I don't know, does that seem to be the dominant thing? There's a bunch. Get in here. Come on, Scout. Come on, Willow. Get in the office. Come on. I dug up that tree stump the other day, and I'm so doggone busy running around buying cars and trucks and motorcycles. Yeah, I got to fill that hole in. Come on, pups. Here we go. Come on. Nobody wants to sit here and watch you guys sniff the ground. You got to get in. Get in the office. Willow. Cut the grass yesterday. Look how pretty this is. Willow, get in the office, boy. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Come on, Willow. Get in. Willow. Get in. Yeah, it's always about round dogs. Hoping they'll get in the freaking office, right? Get in. Yeah, what about that? Yeah, another thing. If you're staying in tune with my channel, just incredible. 5 vehicle purchases. 5 vehicle purchases since a week ago Friday. If you factor the Jeep Grand Wagoneer, there's 1. There's a Honda Goldwing in that motorcycle trailer. That's number 2. I sold the Gold Rush, okay, but then because I traded it for the Wagoneer, but then I turned around and traded in my Cactus Gray Bronco to get back the Gold Rush. So that's 3. And then I bought the black Bronco on Friday. That's 4. And then I bought the Ford F-250 Tremor. That's 5. That has to be a record. Come on, pups. Then I bought 5 vehicles in 1 week. Yeah. And someone said, yeah, but you already had Challenger. Yeah, but I had to buy it back. So that's a car purchase. They didn't give it to me free. Come on, pups, go. All right, puppies, let's get up here in the office. Get going. Move it. It's cool up here. And all that really nice warm weather's gone. So Oh my gosh, do I turn the heater on? I guess I do. I mean, it's 40s, 30s, I don't even know. Who knows? All right, dogs, where's all the workers, right? They're looking at them. Tell you one thing, my GERD has like just about gone away. It's crazy in how I started focusing on metals, and I started thinking to myself, we just put so much metal in our body, and I stopped taking all of my vitamins. And on top of that, just recently, I stopped taking my metformin. So years ago, I weighed like 260, 270, and I was borderline diabetic. And so back in like 2010, I had to lose a lot of weight. And the doctors put me on this stuff, metformin, which is for people who have diabetic because of the insulin, your sugar levels. And so anyways, I've been taking metformin now for freaking like, I'd say at least 12 years. That'd be my guess. So I think it was like 2000, I think it was 2010 when I lost like 80 pounds. I got back to high school weight. I was down to like 188, 190. Yeah. I had to go out and buy all new clothes. So anyways, so I recently stopped taking metformin. This is so crazy. My little drink here, this little thing here, won't let me drink my coffee. So every time I move it, it falls right back down on it. So what I really noticed here, just like the last 3 days, I stopped. And every now and then I would rotate my metformin. And this isn't all car talk, but you know what? In life, it is so cool on how you'll talk to somebody and you'll find something out. And that's what I'm just doing. I'm just sharing information. So ever since really last, like I'd say Thursday, I think I didn't take metformin. I didn't take it Friday, I didn't take it Saturday, I didn't take it Sunday. And and here I'm going to cough because I'm sitting here drinking the coffee and just getting going with my voice. But unbeknownst to you, man, the coughing and the irritation in the throat and the constant, trying to swallow, these are all major health radical problems in our society. And most people are too embarrassed to talk about it. But it's a major problem, this GERD. And so for me, my GERD challenges have like radically changed. Radically. I used to wake up in the middle of the night and I have to like chew gum at 2 a.m. just to kind of calm down my GERD. I mean, just bad stuff. And so now I'm literally like, is the metformin creating that? But you go to the internet, you'll read about this metformin, and they claim it's supposed to help relax and control your esophagus and it's called like the sphincter, the valve. I probably say it wrong, but I'd say it's a little valve in your esophagus that closes so that all your stomach acids don't go back up your esophagus. And what happens is that little flap gets worn out or damaged if you have acid reflux, and that's what creates the GERD problem. So I know somebody here watching the channel is like, yeah, they don't want to hear about this health stuff, but I'm just sharing. Anybody out there that has major GERD problems, you may want to step back and change the way you're doing things. And that's what I've done. I've changed. I've gotten away from vitamins, but it seems like my body isn't as sore. It seems like I have every bit as much energy, if not more. So I don't know. I mean, it's just wow. Yeah, hope for the best, right? So anyways, back to the hope conversation. And excuse me for drinking my coffee. I just like to drink my coffee more. And I think some people look at it, that comes across as you're being arrogant, or that isn't who I am. Here's the dog. Want to hang out with me. So I think to myself, we'll use the car industry theme as usual, because I think to myself, hope. Isn't today's green agenda, electric vehicle, the whole premise of that movement is to hope for a better world, to hope for a better Mother Earth. And that's the whole premise and the whole green agenda thing that's going on more than ever, is that people have gotten fixated on mankind is destroying Mother Nature Earth, and how can we make it better, And so one of the main things is the ice age is one of the contributing factors of ruining Mother Earth is the claims. And the claim is that the EV age, hope is that hopefully it's going to save Mother Earth. But for so many of us, we just don't buy into it because we see that the amount of mining operation, the amount of fossil fuels you'll need to extract the metals, the rare earth materials, are they rare earth? I mean, there's so many variables of the lithium and the magnesium, the cobalt, the iron. There's just so many variables of the different metals that will be extracted from Mother Nature Earth. That what's the plus and the minuses in the end, which so many believe that there's a lot of minuses to create an electric battery, and it's just the average person and the information age just doesn't go into great depth, I think, to educate so many that the electric battery in so many ways isn't really saving Mother World Earth. And then, but once again, that's the hope. The hope is for us as individuals, if we become more green-minded individuals, we're going to preserve Mother Nature Earth. And so what's driving that? It's the word hope, which to me, the definition of the hope is it gives you a view of things will work out. It will be a better future. I mean, I think hope and future are tied together because you're hoping for the future things will be better. Just like you go out and buy a car. Who hasn't gone out and bought a car and you owned a car that's been so good to you for so many years, and it's just been the most reliable vehicle you've ever owned, but sadly its day has come to an end that it doesn't make sense to continue to put money into it, and you're ready to move on, and your only hope is you'll find a vehicle that took care of you so well as the previous one. And we've heard the stories where people buy new cars and they're lemons, or they're just not happy with what they were hoping would be the better of the two. Who hasn't had that experience? Who hasn't bought a car and what you hope to be better and badder and made more sense in the end was actually the opposite. So I think of myself in the car world today, more than ever, it's all driven by hope. We're all more than ever involved in the changing of the world, of the transportation and the energies used, hoping to have a better tomorrow for the future generations. And then you're borderline, you're called out if you don't believe in the hope that the electric vehicles and the green agenda policies are going to create a better world. I mean, you're shamed or you're tarnished or you're possibly lose your job as a major executive of a company. And that's what I think to myself, all these big executives, they're tied into these major green policies. How do they stand up in a boardroom meeting and say, but I just don't believe it, and I think it's the wrong direction? And where does that go? Those people can only hope that their remarks don't eliminate them from their position. But we know that the power of the green agenda, I've talked about it many times, the green agenda has billions of dollars of organizations throughout the world to accomplish the green agenda policies. And the governing bodies policies, ESG, environmental, social, and governance. So that's so many claim that so many the Silicon Valley Bank, they had hope in investing in the ESG business model of managing people's monies, and so many claim that that's one of the reasons of the failure of Silicon Valley Bank is because it invested into hope, which the hope didn't turn out to be what they thought it would be. And then for me as an individual, I think to myself, as I said earlier, where are the leaders today that are instilling hope in today's society? I mean, Does anybody here just kind of feel like it's a hopeless situation? In some ways, it's a helpless situation. It seems like we're witnessing just more. It's just a broken record of the inner city challenges where there's so many helpless people. And it just really makes you feel hopeless because it's just so overwhelming of so many that are helpless themselves. And it all, it's all mental. There's so many variables to that. I mean, you can talk about that all day, every day. But I'm just trying to talk in my own views right now, looking around. And I just wonder if other people have that kind of feeling right now that it seems like we're in a hopeless society of governing bodies and governing powers that radiate that type of type of feelings, because it seems as if you could use a car as an example that they're wanting to design cars that are autonomous vehicles. Well, then you as an individual are helpless to that vehicle. Right now, a vehicle needs you to be inside that car driving down the road. Well, the future goal is that you're helpless to that situation. You're just going to be sitting in a box that transports you from A to B, and you're borderline helpless to what the dynamics play out in that vehicle if it maybe malfunctions. That's, I think, that's eerie. But at the same time, you put that into the social environment we are in today, it seems more than ever that we have the powers to be that are radiating a helpless society and supporting that. I mean, it's just, when you go to Twitter, I mean, you can see all the stuff on Twitter, and Elon Musk, and here's the thing, Elon Musk, keeping the car conversation, Elon Musk, you can say in so many ways, has been a very big hope-minded individual where he hoped to make an affordable electric car, and he created Tesla, and he hopes to create the Mars landing with his SpaceX program. But the other thing is, there's a lot of chatter going on where Tesla is getting more challenged, and it's having to get more aggressive, more than ever before since it's been around, to sell their cars by discounting their cars. And the Model Y apparently is like $29,000 cheaper. Is that right? I mean, even for me, I'm thinking, no way. There's no way. The Model Y is $29,000 cheaper than it was 6 months ago or something like that. I mean, just too many numbers, but it's a big, big discount. So now the chatter among the Tesla individuals and Wall Street and financial experts and all the analysts, they're all talking about how Tesla has its lowest cash flow point this first quarter than it has in like the last 2 previous years. So Elon Musk, he's now starting to talk about his hope of keeping the Tesla brand very dominant over the other manufacturers, is that he is going to try to create the very affordable Tesla more than ever. And even if it means that there's no profits in the vehicle per se from the sale of it, his goal is the autonomous driving capability in the future of that vehicle, where you will have to pay for that. So the subscription service, if you think about Elon Musk, he's at the Twitter. He's wanting the $8 a month subscription fee for you to have the blue Twitter symbol on your username. And so Elon Musk's hope is that he's talking more so out loud about this, is that he foresees they can let these Teslas compete more aggressively, which is concerning to the other EV manufacturers that are trying to get in the market. And Elon Musk is now kind of, in their eyes, playing a little game, and they're watching him very attentively of what he's maneuvering to do. So Elon is point blank saying, you know what, if we have to give these cars away borderline, it's okay. Because once we can get this autonomous driving, full service driving, it's like self-driving. It's called FS or something. It's some abbreviation that he has, named that autonomous driving vehicle. And so his thoughts are that, okay, so apparently for like $15,000, that's like an option, I think, already if you want full autonomous driving capability with restrictions and limits on it. So that's his vision. It's like, okay, we let go of the car, and as the profit center from manufacturing selling it, we didn't make any money. But now we have a subscription service, and now this person has to pay us a chunk of money to have that self-driving feature. But at the same time, that's all a hope of the future, of a hope of demand that the majority or whatever it may be that will want that to make that business model work for him. So it's all, so Elon Musk, I've looked at Elon Musk, it's always about the future. It's always about tomorrow. It's always about the future. It's always about hope. He's hoping to accomplish this, but you have to give him credit that he doesn't give up. And that's a strong driving factor in very successful people, I believe, is they always have the hope to win, the hope to be better. But it seems like more than ever, we're living and evolving in a society where the people are being, in so many ways, told that they're helpless and that they don't need to hope for a better tomorrow because their agendas and governing policies will help them in so many ways to be helpless. I mean, yes. I mean, just look around what's going on in our different states and governing bodies on how they handle the challenges. I mean, why are all these people going and stealing from these stores? That to me just tells me that you're helpless, that you have no hope of tomorrow being maybe better for you to be self-sufficient and not have to go rob stores to, in so many ways, to get by another day. I mean, that's the challenge of drugs. I mean, it's very deep, the crime mentality. I'm no scholar. I'm just sharing out ideas. But at the same time, I think to myself, where is the hope? I mean, who's giving hope that drives people more of a drive of helping themselves to become better and more self-sufficient than them feeling that they're helpless and will have to look for somebody else to take care of them. And yeah, we know those words in society. Here's something that's really, wow. Boy, if anybody knows Phil Jackson, the former Chicago Bulls coach, the former LA Lakers coach, and I used to coach youth girls basketball. I grew up playing basketball. I love basketball. And yesterday on Twitter, I never knew this. And why this even populated, I don't even know. I have no idea why yesterday this was on Twitter. But apparently, Phil Jackson in 2020, after the summer or whatever of 2020, if anybody remembers the craziness going on, Phil Jackson does no longer watches NBA basketball. Wow. Here's one of the winningest NBA coaches in our lifetime that doesn't watch professional basketball anymore. Whew. And there's a lot of people. I mean, you can talk about football. I'd be willing to bet that football, the amount of people that turned off football and the amount of people turned off basketball, I would say probably more people turned off football because football's a bigger, and we all know that story. And so to read and hear about that from a guy named Phil Jackson, so his position is, he just doesn't have any hope of what is going on in the NBA. I mean, that's a real, he probably says it's hopeless. I mean, who wouldn't agree with that? I mean, so for us, who here that's watching the transition, the ice age to the EV age, in some aspects feels hopeless of what you feel is right versus wrong. And that's the challenge. I mean, I go to these car meets. If you watch my channel, boy, I tell you what, the technology, these devices, but they drive you nuts. My iWatch is just sending alerts left and right. It's just baloney. I know. Just turn off the notification thing in your damn watch. I have hard hearing. I don't hear well, so my watch alerts me if somebody's calling me. So I have to have some things. But anyways, the the hopeless environment for the EV age, ICE age, discussions, and that's what I see at these car meets. I mean, I'll talk to people. I'll talk to people that they'll just point blank be like, "There's no way I'm never going to own an EV vehicle." Or it's like, no, they want nothing to do with it. And the most common conversation is that exhaust note. That the people that are ICE age people, they just love the exhaust note. They just don't want the EV age. So here's the thing I'm trying to kind of present this morning is we're living more than ever, I think, in the automotive side in a transition of hope that the EV vehicles are really going to make a big difference in the world that we live in. But I don't know. I think when you associate the word hope, it's future. And I just think so many people feel that hope is misled. And it's just not what so many believe will play out in the end as we transition away. And you can just read so many articles about the major infrastructure. And here's the thing. One thing that did bring hope to the whole EV movement is the Inflation Reduction Act, which is the trillions of dollars, the billions of dollars that the government is subsidizing all these businesses to get involved in the EV transition and be rewarded financially for their efforts. So for all these companies that are jumping on board left and right, their hope is that they're going to make a lot of money in the end for their efforts to help build the transition infrastructure. It's just, for us, anybody here has been around for a while, isn't it incredible how you try to create the future and what usually happens? I mean, sincerely, you try to create the future, and for me, I've just have witnessed it so many times. It never plays out the way you think it will, and in so many times, when it's the forced future, it just turns into a disaster. And right now, it just seems like we're living more than ever of the constant hopeless feelings. Because I think so many people aren't buying into all these agendas that are coming rather quickly in a transition in not just the automotive industry, the governing policies and just wow. What is the hope? I mean, what's the hope? I don't know, man. I mean, I think we need some strong leaders in this country that can just stand up for logic and reason versus, I think, more than ever, the leaders we have among us are more of the ideology. The professors of the world are trying to run our country over I would say more of the other previous leaders of logic and reason. And it goes on in so many aspects of our life. What is Elon Musk? I mean, is Elon Musk trying to be the scholar and the messiah of the world? I mean, is he trying to be the king of the world? I mean, if you look at Elon, the aspects that what he's created the EV market. He's created, he's now in the social Twitter kingdom platform. He owns it. So, what is Elon? What is Elon's hope? And don't get me wrong. I mean, I think Elon definitely is about trying to hopefully have the media be more transparent. But, at the same time, there's always, in life, you learn, and I tell my daughter this, and I've told others this, There's always a value in life. We all look to each other, and you look at a value of what that is to you for them. That's just how we operate. And it doesn't matter what aspect of life or thing that you buy or your work, we all do, because we all have hope that if you have a relationship with somebody, that person hopefully is going to help you have a good life. You go apply for a position, or you go to school. Your whole desire is you have hope that that career that you want to have and where you decide to work will hopefully create success for you to be able to be independent, which all relates to your freedoms. And isn't that what this country is so sought after? Why so many people come here is they hear that you have hope of freedom, that you can create your own success or failures. Isn't that what it's all about? But at the same time, we see more than ever that more of the message is that, are we attracting helpless people more than ever that have lost hope, and they've come here because they feel that they're helpless and others will take care of them? I mean, and don't get me wrong, I understand there's lots of variables to people come to this country. I'm not calling anybody out. I'm just sharing what's the message. Is our country radiate a message of hope for others, or is it radiating a message to the world that come here because you'll be helpless and we'll take care of you? Versus, you've heard so many stories of the people that have come here for the hope of having their freedoms from financial success and rewards. And it all goes back to the money. Money drives the freedoms to give people their options and gives them hope that they'll have a better life. All right, everybody. Hey, just thought I would throw that out there today. The Hope Conversations. And just what's going on today. It's Monday. Get the week going. The weather's, definitely here. Beautiful weather now. It's really nice. And geez, just so many things. Yeah. Can I only hope I can continue to manage my craziness of all these vehicles and cars and motorcycles? Yeah. You just have no idea how challenging that is. It's extremely challenging. Yeah, so what's the next video, right? Yeah, even at this today, I don't know. But I would told you 2 weeks ago that I'm going to have bought 5 vehicles. Yeah, so, right, I hope I can manage all the fun time I have here on my YouTube channel. And I really do appreciate all the people who support me and help me. And, yeah, am I helping you? I mean, that's the thing. You're the helper of the world. I'm just sharing ideas and views. So that's all I like to do. I just like to talk. Can you tell? So I hope everybody likes the video, and any nice comments are appreciated. And if anybody else can benefit with this and share the YouTube channel, that's great. I appreciate that. So everybody, anyways, hey everybody, have a great Monday, and stay safe, stay tuned, and God bless.